Hey guys, I'm Josh.
I'm Kylie.
We're going to do a little introduction of who we are, where we're from, and what we plan on doing with the channel here. There's not a lot of YouTube videos on cross country. We're going to be showing mostly on our R44 helicopter that we bought or got in California. We flew it all the way to Florida when we got it, and that was just an awesome life experience.
Such a life-changing trip, I feel like.
I own a diesel shop here in Bradenton, Florida. I've owned it for 10 years. That's pretty much our bread and butter. It's expanded beyond, than I ever imagined. But we'll introduce some truck stuff into the channel. A lot of my friends have told me to do YouTube years ago, and I just wasn't really a big video guy.
Yeah, not at all.
I
feel like you would have had so much content if you would have filmed years ago.
I would have had crazy content.
Yeah.
The stuff that we've done, and we've traveled pretty much all 48 states
already.
in 2 years' time. We're a little behind the trend, but we'll get a little caught up.
We'll do it again.
We have our California video that we recorded, most 90% of it, and we'll be releasing that. So most of this channel is going to be us traveling. We go from Sarasota to Fort Lauderdale. We fly to Key West like twice a month and eat lunch.
Yeah.
Beautiful video. You're taking the coast of Florida all the way down. But today, so we're going to do a short introduction, and then I'm going to explain buying helicopters, because a lot of small business owners, just myself, have always questioned you, like, hey, is this something I can do? Can I own it? It's a feasible reach. I'd be more financially better off in life without helicopters. But it's like once you get that, it's like a drug. Like once you get sucked in there, and I've met people that are 60 years old and they text me, they leave business cards on the helicopter.
Yeah, they do.
And they're like, hey, if you ever want to fly, I'll pay for fuel. Yeah, I'm just going to show you guys what it costs to buy an R44, and I'll explain a little bit of operating costs. I'm not going to get big into it. I'll explain what my operating cost is.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, it comes down to they just want to fly somewhere and they don't understand all the backstory of what it costs to operate and gas and stuff like that. So you see us having a lot of fun and going a bunch of places, the behind the scenes operating costs, and
you'll see when I start talking about the hours that are on the helicopters. If a helicopter has half of its life left, say it's 1,000 hours, that sounds like not a lot of time, but when you have a job, full-time job, running a business, 20 hours a month is actually hard for us to reach.
1,000%, yeah.
Most of our free time is on the weekends, so 20 hours a month is really a hard goal for us that we try to maintain because it keeps me proficient. But realize, like, when I'm talking about hours are expensive. Why Robinson? Some people have a bad taste about Robinsons because they are a limitation helicopter. This is a helicopter that makes private owners as are able to have a helicopter, and you're going to see why as I explain prices on Robinsons. Then we go to the turbines. Robinson helicopters are what makes it possible for private owners. As we've been shopping for turbines the last few months, and every time I'm
still in love with her.
I'm like, we gotta have a Robinson. No matter what we buy, we have to have a Robinson because it's the most economical helicopter to
travel in, really.
To own and operate. They're actually faster or as fast as $3 million helicopters out there, unless you get like the Augusta, twin engine stuff. When I did my training, I did it in the R22, and then I did half of it in the R44. A lot of newbies are flying the R44s or Robinsons in general. A lot of new pilots are, because that's what we all can afford to train in. It's all we can afford to fly. Like I said, I'm always trying to fly a turbine. I'm always trying to fly.
I feel like it's just the go-to for anybody. I mean, it's
even
just practical.
Even if we buy another helicopter, we have to have a Robinson around.
Yeah.
We usually do 130, 140 mile an hour places. We go from one side of Florida to another in an hour. Burns 15 gallons per hour roughly. A turbine is around 60 gallons. I mean, an MD500 is around 23 to 30. Same with like the Bell Jet Ranger. But the R44s, how I consider myself, pretty generally nothing I don't know about it. It has limitations, and if you try to be an idiot and exceed those limitations, it's just not a good idea. I've gotten to where I'm really comfortable with the helicopter, and it's still fun. It's not a not fun helicopter. You just can't fly it upside down or do roller coaster things. It's very fun to fly.
For our channel, I feel like it's really good for you guys to see us travel in it. Traveling, camping, all that kind of stuff. We're not doing aerobatics and stuff like that.
We actually went to go buy MD500, and we realized this is a really fun helicopter, but it's not practical for long travel. I'm going to show you on a website called Controller, and that's the go-to for buying airplanes, helicopters, anything turbine. Personally, what I do is TJ helicopters. Anything R44 related, especially TJ helicopters, I would recommend. Always been just nice guy. I mean, I always send everybody his link in the bottom here. And then another good go-to guy is Alan Shipman with Trinity Aviation. We just flew up to Texas to see him. And Alan's more, if you want an MD 500 100%, call Alan. He knows where every MD 500 is in the United States. And then TJ is more for the Robinson stuff. They're both brokers that are, they'll like, I don't even really look at helicopters. If I want one, I call one of them. Like, hey, I want an MD 500. Alan's right then. TJ will send you whatever he's got. If you show that you're serious and you're a serious buyer, then I would definitely reach out to them. I think that's about it for pretty much the little intro. I'm just going to get right into showing you guys the price point and why they cost this much. I'll show you our operating costs. So I'm almost about 500 hours of flying time, and my insurance is actually not too bad. This is the cheapest it's ever been this year. I think I paid like $23,000.
Yeah, something around there
for the whole year, and that's having a whole thing that the helicopter I have is worth $350,000. About $23,000 a year. I think last year I paid $36,000, but as my experience and my hours are going up, it seems to be getting lower. If I bought a helicopter for $600,000, just double the $23,000 pretty much. R44 that we got is roughly worth about $350,000. It has, I think, 1,500 hours on it.
Close, yeah.
1,500 is maybe 1,600. The R44 helicopter has a 2,200 hour limit or a 12-year. So when you buy a brand new R44 helicopter from the factory, I believe they might be around the high 600s.
Yeah.
We have 1,500 hours on our helicopter. At 2,200 hours, this helicopter is not airworthy no more. 2,200 hours, it's garbage. And so the other thing is, say that I bought a helicopter with 300 hours on it, and it was 10 years in. That's not a good deal. You would never want to do that, because at 12 years, even if it had 200 hours on it and the 12-year came, it still has to be overhauled. As long as you take care of it and you don't fly in that corrosive,
yeah.
My speech kind of sucks. But as long as you don't fly in that kind of atmosphere, or if you do, just take care of it.
Just take care of it,
I mean, it's an expensive bird. I do like my little pre-flights, basic pre-flights during the week, and then every time you wash it at least once a week.
Yeah.
We like to.
We're in Florida though, so it might be different for every state, but you really do want to take care of it.
Yeah, if you're like in a way away from the salt water, then that's one thing. But we're near the salt water.
Yeah.
Like, we're always near the salt water. Yeah, we live on the salt water. So we fly in this helicopter. Yeah. So that's why I use a flashlight and I try to find everything wrong. And sometimes I find some things and like, oh wow, that's not
what I expected.
As far as operating costs, it's hard to get into that. It's kind of different for everybody. Down, like, we log it on spreadsheets. So I've got it down some months to like $430 an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
When it comes, and you got to think, every hour you fly this helicopter, it's depreciating about $400 to $500 every hour. So when your friends are like, hey, let's go for a ride, it's really hard to like share your piece of pie for free. Because it's depreciating. You're getting down to that 2,200 hours. So I'll get you on a controller, explain a couple things, and then just that'll be it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's build a new Robinson. All right. Let's build a new Robinson and see what that costs, and then we'll compare that with used ones. So we're going to do a basic Robinson. We're at $598,000 right now without even doing anything. So we'll just do white. And we'll do so we got white and blue. That's cool. Good enough. Maybe a little blue. All right, we're not going to waste our time doing that. All right, we do not want tan, velour, or whatever that is called. So we're at $1,800 and 1820, 1.8 pounds. We can add seat heaters for $3,400, 5-point harnesses are actually, I like those. Impact resistant windshield is 15,200. I would 100% get that while I was buying a helicopter. You're financing it most likely, or most people don't finance them, but I'd be financing them. I would grab that. And then you have all these options. All right, so we're not even going to do the impact windshield or nothing. 8-hole. Now, it'd be nice to do, well, again, I would be buying the Garmin G500. And then autopilot is $57,900. I've had one helicopter with autopilot, and it is very nice. These are all your options, but we're not going to do. All right, so we're already at 6:45, so let's go make this basic. We're going to show you a basic helicopter. Most helicopters you see are Robinsons are basic. Regular old 8-hole, 8-hole. In case I did screw that one up. All right. So you can't get autopilot unless you get the Garmin G500s and stuff. AC is one thing. We're saying basic, but AC is pretty basic nowadays. Got to have that. 25,400, and it adds 3,300 pounds. The cockpit video camera, 4K. I think that's pretty much standard on all helicopters now for 20 and up. Like I said, 20 and up Robinsons are very nice. Heated pilot or pitot tube. We have that on the current one, but we don't ever need that. The standard and upper sheave, I imagine that's what we all have, but there's got to be benefits from the metallized upper sheave, but I've never asked. Extra explosion protection, $5,800, a must-have in my opinion, if you're flying in salt stuff. I would also get the white. I would get all this stuff, but we're doing a basic helicopter right now. We do fly with Bose headsets. We have the A20s, but they're roughly $1,400 each. You need 4 of them basically. But we're doing basic. I'm not even going to add the fire extinguisher into this price right now, but you'd have to get one of those. You get that fire extinguisher. The pilot accessory bars are very nice because you have the power for your iPad stuff set up forward. The long step, $4,400, 14 pounds. Very nice feature. You know that would cost you maybe $300 if it wasn't helicopter related, but because it's aviation related, you got to have wheels to be able to move it in and out of the hangar. And the easy wheels are about $1,200, so I guess they mostly come with the helicopter. They're already getting you for that much. The Robinson rubber wheels suck. It is so hard to push it. You want the easy wheels. But we'll do 0. We're just gonna do basic. Well, they're $100. You'd be stupid not to do that. They're $1,200 if you buy them anywhere else. Oh, next. I hate Max. All right. We do not need Brazil configuration or China. We don't need none of this. We wouldn't be disabling creating it because we'd be excited. We would go to California and fly it. And just so you know, if you got this far, you can't pick up a Robinson helicopter from the factory unless you had 500 hours of flight time. And there's actually a Pacific El Paso route that they make you take. We've flown from California to here. The El Paso route is because it kind of takes you south of the United States so that you don't fly over these crazy mountains and get some updrafts. So a basic helicopter with AC, the AC was $25,000. So if you didn't want that, you could be around $600,000, brand new, 2024, awesome helicopter that last you roughly 12 years. So that's what a new helicopter is costing. So I think when I was helicopter shopping for basic stuff, that was roughly 500,000. So it just went up. So now we're gonna go to controller. I usually go to TJ Helicopters. I'll show you his website real quick. So ships for sale, and look at all these options here. I'm gonna use controller just because of the references. But all right, well, here's one actually right here. Ships for sale. Oh, I didn't click on it, I guess. I'm a PC person. I like iPads and iPhones, but look at this. This is perfect right here. I was actually right on the money. $109,000 for a Raven 1. A Raven 1 is a carbureted helicopter. A Raven 2 is a fuel injected carburetor. 54 hours. So you could buy it for $109,000 and fly it for 54 hours until next overhaul. Tail rotor blades are affected by the AD. We kind of discussed that we had to buy tail rotor blades because the AD is out. It's a must-do thing, but that wouldn't affect you because they expire. They're affected by the AD. I think the AD has to be done by November or something, but they expire January 2025. You would fly that out way before you wouldn't buy tail rotor blades to fly at 54 hours. You would just fly it out. Last annual was completed in February. So this thing is the main rotor blades expire in May. It's in Florida. Very nice. I mean, look at this thing. Very nice seats. So you can buy that for 109,000 and fly it for 54 hours. But as long as you got the 300,000, and people do this all the time. People, I think, make money pretty much by buying this for 100,000. You spend 300,000. That's the thing. This helicopter's worth 109,000. You spend the 300 or whatever it is and overhaul it. This helicopter is worth 550-ish. You know what I mean? Like it holds its value. That's the nice thing about it is you could probably make $100,000 if you bought this and overhauled it. I'm not an expert on that category, so um, I'm not a, I'm not an expert at that. But that is a perfect example of what a helicopter's worth. That's why you buy one for 360,000, you fly it all the way down to this point. Look at how much money you lost. All right. So I mean, I'm glad I found it. But this is TJ's Trinity. So this is the MD 500 guy here. So they do maintenance, they do sales. They're actually getting into doing R44. So look at the. I mean, so I actually. Oh no, I didn't see this Robinson because they flew it in for maintenance or something. But there's an R44 here for sale. That's a basic one, and the guy. So $599,000. So that fits basically. So if you bought Robinson right now, you'd be on a very long wait. Um, he's giving you all the Bose headsets, everything for $599. That's actually, and I'm not supposed to say this, I don't think, but I think he'll take less because that's a brand new basic build that we just built on Robinson's website. And this guy wants one of the nice fancy screens and I think autopilot and stuff. And then here's some MD 500 for sale. They got an R22 for sale. So like they're getting into Robinson. So I mean, not to say that you can't use them for Robinsons. So that's Trinity's there. All right, let's go to controller. All right, we're gonna type in R44. It's like so weird clicking a mouse on this thing. All right, so let's just look real quick. This one's in Canada, but 430,000. That's an 08. So we ask ourselves, why does this thing cost 430,000? It costs 430,000 because I would imagine that it's relatively low hours on it. So 2008, like I said, if you run them, if it's even this 06, if you run it to overhaul it, basically a 24. So it has 2,358 total time. So that means it's got to have 158 hours since overhaul. So all right, well, this one's not. So this one's just going off that I have enough knowledge to know that this is only. Oh, right here. 20. All right, so it got overhauled earlier than I guess because it's got 352 hours since overhaul. So that means you have 1,900 hours to fly this helicopter. So Like I said, most of them are. It's a Canadian, but most of them look like this. 90% of the ones you fly on look like this. Um, if it was an ag helicopter, I personally wouldn't buy it just because um, ag pilots are wild. This one I actually looked at a 2004 for $415,000 here in Florida. It's got 775 total time. So what that concerns me is it's never been overhauled. That's the actual time. It's a 2004. So 12 years would have been uh, 2016, right? So this thing most likely, like I said, it's not no details. I never called about it, but this thing most likely is up on its 12 years, unless they just didn't put that. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not 100% expert on the mechanic side of it. I know a lot about them, but I don't know. But that concerns me, unless what total time. So that thing's probably never been overhauled. So that one's hard, but you see, I mean, it's got to be. I'm not sure, but 415,000 on an '04. That just kind of shows you. Um, I don't know how to go back on this thing. Search results right here. All right, we'll just show you a couple more. Let's find like a $200,000 one. So 2021 for 510. Total time 1,295. So that's a little steep. I think that's a little overpriced. I mean, you already midlife. I mean, that's a little steep, I think. So here's an 18 for 625. Total time 510. I mean, it's an 18. You can get a brand new one for that, but you're not got the weight on it. 110 is not bad. So let's see what else we got here. 2014 for 420,000. It's got 680 hours on it. So I mean, there's a lot of options out here. Let's see if we can find one cheaper. 2008 R44. Let's see. There's a 2020 Robinson R44 Raven 1, so no AC, carbureted. 1586. That's not too bad. I think that one's a little higher. I think 260 is more appropriate, but quite a bit of time left. You got roughly 600, 700 hours left. So, like I said, it's 300,000. We're half down from a new one right now, and that would last you 5, 6 years if you flew it casually, 100 hours. The Clippers are nice because they have the pop out floats already. So 2006 Clipper 2 for 295, 1700. That's not bad. I like the Clippers. I've never owned one or even been in one, but they come with the pop out floats, so that's nice. Honestly, like my next one will be probably a midlife helicopter with 1,200 hours left. Like 1,200 left is ideal. I could don't have to worry about it for a long time. This one's not bad. 1,700 hours. You could make that last 5 years if you know, didn't fly the crap out. 25 hours on the new blades and rotors. That's a pretty big deal. That's roughly $90,000 worth of stuff that's on there. And when you have to overhaul it, you'll be able to keep those because they're new. The calendar life looks good. Plenty of time on them. That's here in Stewart. That's not a bad bird. I like that one. I like the color and everything. Yeah, the main rotor blades and rotor blades. That's definitely. Let's see what it's got here. Brand new leather interior and light tan. So that's a nice bird. It's got good color, all new interior. Out of all the ones I've seen, really, I like that one. Impeccable one owner. Alright, let's quit daydreaming about this one. Alright. Alright, let's look at some Bell stuff real quick. Here's the 1990 206 L3, 900,000. Got 18,000 cycles on it. So that's the thing with turbines is they're limited on how many times you can start them up. Here's a 1978 Bell L1. I looked at that one a lot. I didn't know it was an L1 though. But it's got the C28 in it. You want the C30. But so you can see this one 725,000. It's a 1978 going for that much. But you can fly these Bells for 30 years. You know, like the transmission needs something done, you replace it, blades. You know, I think the motor gets overhauled every like 3,700 hours or something. But these are awesome helicopters. But you're looking at, you could, I know this one needs tail rotor blades in 250 hours. I talked to this guy. But you know, this thing you could buy it for 700,000, and then next thing you know, it needs C1, C2 turbines replaced. That's 100 grand. You know, it's just it's scary kind of getting into the turbine stuff because with the Robinson, you spend the money right then, and usually you just do maintenance all the way its whole life. Versus these things have different calendar life and time items. You know, if you want to get more of the turbine stuff, we can dig in there. You know, just if you know anybody wants to know more about them, I can definitely go more. I kind of just try to touch over a little bit of everything. You know, didn't go real in depth with too much of it. Just trying to give you a general idea. But if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments, and we'll try to address everything in maybe in another video. Also, the day we did this, I was in a very talking mood going over these, and then I lost like the last 6 minutes of audio, so we kind of cut some of this out. But yeah, just let us know if you got any other questions, and that's it for this video. Thank you guys.